during my tenure with the city of Norwalk, when I involved the fire department in a project or a service, I want to make sure that we provide excellent service. We are never trying to be just good enough. That we approach everything that we do as a fire department as we need to be at the very top of our game and to provide the very best service that we possibly can. And that's how I've approached it. And certainly the mayor has heard it as the commissioner, who I know is here, that we put a lot of responsibility on our officers and their primary duty, and I say this at every promotion and every swearing in of a new employee, their primary duty is to make sure that everyone who works under their command is safe and is able to go home every day. And I take that as a sacred responsibility as chief of the department. So I am not going to participate in a process that is going to lower the standard that places firefighters at risk. The other part of that discussion is, if we are going to be the very best fire department that we possibly can, then we need more diversity on the Norwalk Fire Department. And I have to find a method that allows us to achieve that. If we are serving the entire community, and I've related to the folks that I've spoken to, there is more to the work that we do than running into a burning building and carrying someone out.
Don't you think that's enough?
And you need physical strength for that.
You betcha.
And the testing process that we have used in the past has placed a significant emphasis on education and not what's in someone's heart and not what's in someone's ability to do the backbreaking, dangerous work that they do.
Well, it's always been said that the job is a vocation. It's not just your average job.
It is not.
Not everybody can do it. Not everybody wants to do it.
And the
process. The very best people there. Now, from what I'm reading, it counters what you just said, Chief. There's a bit in there about ethnicities and things. I don't think that should be part of the testing. I'm sorry. I don't care if you're green, blue, or whatever. You got to be the best qualified. Keep those standards up and forget the rest of that stuff. That's what I'm saying.
I can assure you that our goal is twofold. To have the very best fire department and find the very best candidates, and to have a diverse fire department. There are two goals, and they're not mutually exclusive.
What are you looking at as far as diversity? You talking ethnicity?
Race, ethnicity, and gender.
It doesn't call for that. The job doesn't call for that. Like I said, I don't care what color you are, we are. It's qualification. You're going to drop standards to get somebody in here because you got to balance the amount.
I think you made it very clear that they're not dropping standards. Standards are going to be maintained. There's not one person on the fire commission or in the fire department that wants to reduce standards. We are reaching out, trying to broaden our applicant pool so we get a more diverse applicant pool.
So the testing is going to stand.
This testing is going to stand.
Physically, mentally, the written, all of it.
Chief?
So what we have done in the past, and this is the problem with the process that we've used up until this point, we give a written examination. We have 1,000 people take the test. We had 1,000. I'm not making that number up. We had 1,000 people take that test. Our goal in this process is to reduce the number of people that go to an interview down to the very smallest number, traditionally 50. So 5% of the entire total number actually get to an interview.
That's the way
That's based on an intelligence exam. And I don't know very many companies that hire based on an intelligence exam. But the fire department's been doing it that way. So anybody who gets less than a 92, traditionally on average, less than a 92% on the intelligence exam, fails. They fail because they never get to the interview process.
And it's one exam for everyone.
One exam for everybody.
Okay.
What we are going to do is allow everybody who passes the exam get to the interview. So those who see it as a vocation that want to deliver public service, that want to help their neighbors, that come from the community, will have an opportunity to represent that in an interview. And anybody who's looked for a job lately knows that if you don't get into an interview, you have no chance of getting a job. I need to give those people who want to be a firefighter in the city of Norwalk an opportunity to represent themselves in an interview. We have to test a little bit differently in order to create a system that allows us to interview what may be 600 or 700 people in order to be fair to everyone.
Well,
Because
if any
a
assistance, let me know.
91%,
I'd be glad to help you.
a 91% should not be a failure. And right now, a 91% on the written exam, by all accounts, it comes down to being a failure because you never get to an interview. You're excluded from the process. I need to change that process to allow people to get a 91 or a 71, at least to be able to represent themselves. And from that process, I expect that we'll have greater diversity in the pool that gets evaluated and considered for a job.
What you're saying is someone that scores a 70 as opposed to a 90 will still have the opportunity for the interview?
Correct.
Seems a little favoritism there. What happens to everybody else?
You know, there's no favoritism, and I'll tell you as the former police chief, we lost a lot of candidates who went to other departments and turned out to be exceptionally good candidates because they didn't get on the department because they got an 89 and somebody else got a 90. When they might have gotten a 75 or an 80. But when you interview somebody and when you test them through other means, you can find that the academic score, the score that you get on a written test, is not the only indicator of a good firefighter or a good police officer or a good engineer. You have to give people an opportunity to go through the process and then pick the very best from that process.
All right, you've got a written, you've got a physical, and then you've got an interview. I'm skeptical in interviews. I don't know who's doing the interview,
But,
what
you know,
their leanings are.
Well, I don't,
Why can't you just
excuse me,
go by the
excuse me one
test?
minute, excuse me. I think probably you might want to go meet one-on-one with the chief. I know we have a lot of people here that like to talk.
Absolutely.
And if you're skeptical with the test, I don't think there's anything that we're going to say tonight that's going to change your mind.
No, I'm
So-
just saying that's the way it goes.
Well, but if you don't have confidence in the chief and in me and in the fire commission
I
and
didn't
in the
say that.
process, then we're not going to change your mind tonight. We're telling you that it's going to be one test for everybody. It's going to be structured so that we increase the candidate pool to get a broader diversity of candidates, including females, Hispanics, African Americans, Caucasians. We want to have as big a candidate pool as possible because then we can select the best of the best. And there's not one firefighter that will ever stand by silently, and the union is on board with this. They're not going to stand by silently while they think that we're reducing the standards. I'm telling you tonight, we're not reducing the standards. We're looking at a process that will be more fair to everybody. And if you'd like further information, I would recommend that you meet with the chief or come to a fire commission meeting and talk about it there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.